Welcome to our 154th meeting. Can you believe it? 154 meetings. And by the way, this year, so far this year, we've taken around 60 new members. Is that amazing? Just amazing. There's a lot of credit due to Sonny Saunders for that. Thank you, Sonny. Team effort. We want to recognize our volunteers tonight, so if you'd all please stand up and show yourselves. Those of you with the green badges. Before we start with the reports of the committees, I'll tell you a little joke, make you laugh. Well, maybe I'll make you laugh. I don't know. Two of my friends having a beer the other day at the bar, and one's a pessimist, the other is an optimist. And he finished about halfway through the glass, and of course the pessimist said, well, our glasses are half empty. And of course the optimist said, well, the glasses are half full. The pessimist said, yeah, but you know, he said, well, all right. He said, you know, in every young girl there's a little bit of bad. And the optimist said, I hope so. So, all right. So, we have reports of the committees. Do we have any committee reports tonight? All right, here we go.
I just want to let you guys know that those people who help volunteer for the pickleball tournament, we have sold almost $280 worth of pictures, which is a much bigger increase over last year. And we'll be divvying that up for the next couple months. Right now we have the art show at the Naples Depot, and that's going to go through July 31st. And then the next two coming up is the Central Library. Intake is June 1st. And the pickup will be July 31st. And you need to get that information to me as to your submission form by May 19th. And then we have another one at the Marco Island Historical Museum. Intake will be June 3rd and 5th. Reception is June 7th. And you'll pick it back up on August 28th. But I need the information by May 19th. And the one with the Marco Island Historical Museum is something old but not forgotten in Collier County. Not like there's a lot of old in Collier County, but anyways. And the other thing is I do have a printer for sale over there in my wagon, so if you decide you want a really good deal on a printer, I'll wheel it out to your car for you. Because it's really big and really heavy. Thank you.
What size paper? 13 by 19? Okay, it'll print up to 13 by 19. Pretty good size. Outing report, Jim Robillard.
Thanks, Marcel. For outings last month, we went to Corkscrew Swamp, and there were only 8 of us. And so that was a little disappointing, but we had a great time because everybody got a painted bunny, indigo bunting, and the 2 barred owl owlets. So missed out on that, but there's another chance this weekend. So we're doing burrowing owls this weekend on Saturday on Marco. There are maps that were handed out here, but we're asking that you sign up because there is a brunch afterwards from 10 to 12 at my house. So it would be helpful to know how many people. So even though we passed out the maps, Betty has the sign-up sheet. So at the break, if you could go out and sign up with Betty so we have kind of a feel. The map is also on our Facebook page, on the DPI SIG Facebook page. It's a better map than the one that's printed because you can zoom into it, obviously, and look at the streets. There are 20 locations there identified. 4, I think now 5 in blue on the map online have chicks. And let me just tell you about the chicks. If you're going to photograph at the outing, I'm suggesting somewhere between 7 and 10 in the morning is a good time because the light is pretty good and the chicks are out. They are not out during the day. And so then if you don't come to the outing and you choose to do it later, 5:30 to 7:30 is a good time to do it. These were 3 that were taken the other night. That's the White Heart, I call them the White Heart babies. They're the ones that are right next to the Marco Island Historic Society. So we're asking that you just, take the map and go to the different sites, brunches afterwards, but please sign up. There are also eaglets on Marco now, and there are 3 of them in the nest. They are about ready to fledge. It's a pretty crowded nest. It's not a big nest. It's very difficult to photograph. There's lots of branches in the way. I will not be doing the burrowing owls. I'll be at the park here for the eagles. I will have my 600 set up with an extender on it. It's a Canon that'll mount, so if you have a Canon, you can shoot with mine. You can put your body on, and hopefully they'll be flying by then. There were also breeding purple martins. This was taken Wednesday at Lee Plummer. That's on Barfield, and you can just photograph them coming and going from the purple martins. So again, we're asking that you sign up. Betty has the sign-up sheet at the break, and there they are.
Thank you. We've got members of the news. Put one of these sheets on every one of the tables tonight. Nice shot of Sunny there. Coastal Breeze News. So get a chance, you want to read the article. Sunny, you want to say something about it? What about the article? Yeah, right. I haven't got to you. Okay, Jim. Okay.
One of the things Sonny and I talked about, one of the things we're having is not a lot of people come to the outings. And so what I'm asking is, and we don't get a lot of pictures coming back from the outings. So for the burrowing owls, if you send in a photo to me or to we have an outing address, right? It's DPI-outing. Send in before the next meeting. I will judge the best expression of a burrowing owl, and I will print it 16 by 20 and frame it to 20 by 24. And then the 2 runner-ups and the winner, I'll also print a 16 by 20 for you, which you can enter into the next print competition in September. So there's no excuse for not photographing some burrowing owls. Again, it'll be judged on not only technical merit, but I'm looking for the expression like we saw in the others.
All right. Very quickly now, we've got quite a few members in the news tonight. Jennifer Brinkman had her photo Rain or Shine published in the May issue of Gulf Shore Life magazine in the treasures section. Mark Grossman had his photo accepted in the Camera USA exhibition at the Von Levy. He took the picture at Flagler College in St. Augustine. The same photo is also published in the DPI SIG magazine and won awards in the DPI SIG and F3C competitions. Harold Kurtzman also had 6 of his image on display at First Presbyterian Church Art Exhibit in Bonita Springs. His 6 photos, Calla Lily Blossom, Pretty Pinks, Natural Purples, Rosette Spoonbill, Snowy Egret, Portland Headlight. There's another article on Harold, Naples, Florida Weekly, week of May 4th through the 10th, page C3 ran a piece on the Depot Museum show, accompanied with 2 photos called My Chinese Family's Cycling and Ed Cohen's Seeing Double in Alaska. And then Bob Kennedy had his image dialogue of Wind and Waves on display at the First Presbyterian Church Art Exhibit in Bonita Springs. And then, of course, as I had just mentioned previously, DPI SIG had the featured article in Coastal Greece News, and you've all got that on your tables. So I hope I didn't miss anybody. And now to Sunny Saunders.
There's not much to say here. The slide says it all. The DPI SIG has a display right now down at the Collier County Museum. Very worthwhile to go down and see it. It's a really nice display. It's going to run between May 2nd and July the 31st. Pictures here show the overall and then some of the pictures that are actually in there. We'll run through them here pretty quick, but it'll be, see it ends up being a very, very nice display. And they had a very nice reception for us. Get a chance, you definitely want to go down and see it. It is a Railroad Depot Museum.
Sound.
These are the people who participated in it. These are the members that have pictures down there now. As it shows, it's between May 2nd and July 31st. So if you go down, you can see the pictures. They have sold one. One picture. I'm not absolutely sure. If somebody had wanted to buy it, they were looking for the phone number to contact somebody. Here's the information that Priscilla just gave you. You'll get this in an email anyway, but if you want to visualize it, there's the next one, the Central Library, and then the Marco Island Historical. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This, one of our members in the news, Sue Christensen, won first and third place in the general category, of an honorable mention in the nature category in the Fort Myers Chamber Club Image of the Year last month. Congratulations, sir. Okay, moving on. Do we have any announcements? I'm sure that we do. Okay, here we go.
Why still we're having trouble hearing you? We're having trouble hearing
I
you.
just wanted to point out that member Jory Westbury was the writer for this article about DPI SIG, and Jory's here this evening. Thank you very much for doing this, Jory.
Anybody else?
If you've won a ribbon from us, from DPI SIG, and haven't collected it yet, I have them. I need to get them out of the house. And if you're looking for a beginner camera for someone who's looking, both Sam's and Hunt's is running a special on the Nikon D3400 at a very good price with double lenses, so take advantage.
All right, anybody else? Joe?
Hi. Peggy Farrell will be holding her annual 3-day ladies photography retreat in Naples on June 23rd and 25th. The information here is on the table. In addition, we're taking early sign-ups for our Understand Photography Everglades trip for next January. That and other information is in the handout that you can get there too. I want to remind you that every Friday we have a live Facebook show at 4 o'clock. If you tune in to Understand Photography to our Facebook page, you'll see a live show. We interview different photographers from the area nationally. I'm not sure who's this week's guest is, but you'll tune in and find out. We do repeats on that. It's taped, and then it will be on our YouTube Understand Photography show channel. Every Sunday it's on there, and then it's on there you can see. We're up to 30-some episodes at this point.
Thank you, Joe. Any more public announcements? I see another hand going up.
As you all know, some of us meet at Chili's after the meeting, so this is the official head count. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, total 8.
Okay. Anybody else before we move on? now I'd like to introduce Bernie Hines. He's going to give us a presentation on sharing explorations, making creative images, and Bernie's one of our winning photographers, so please welcome Bernie Hines.
How's this? Everybody hear me? If you can't hear me in the back row, raise your hand. Oh, there's one person can't hear me. Anyway. First, let me start by thanking Christine Cook and the management for inviting me down to speak about my favorite subject, creative images. This particular presentation was originally put together, 3, maybe 4 years ago, when the Florida Camera Club Council first started the creative competition category. And I put it together, my own club, Photo Adventures, up in Port Charlotte, for the purpose of increasing participation. Since then, it's going into a life of its own, and I'm going to have to change the title to the never-ending presentation. Tonight, we're going to look at the first piece of it, which essentially addresses what you can do to your images. The following presentations are how to do it, and they're going on forever. I learn new things all the time. I'm part of the fun of it. Now, in my head, I have 40 hours worth of information on this topic to tell you in 40 minutes. I have no time to waste. Having said that, the first slide I'm going to show you is off topic. I really only put it in there for one reason. I know a few of you here, but most of you do not know me, and I simply wanted to establish my credibility. If I were here tonight to talk about automobile transmissions or landscaping, I would not know what I'm talking about. But when it comes to winning competitions with creative images, I know what I'm talking about. I don't know how many I have. I got red ones and purple ones and yellow ones and blue ones. Year-end ones, I have plastic trophies and glass trophies and gold medals. Well, maybe they're not really gold, but you get the idea. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing it since before Photoshop was invented. 35 years ago, I belonged to a camera club. Anybody here from Connecticut, in the Hartford, Connecticut area, Charter Oak Photographic Society? And they had a creative category, even though they didn't have Photoshop. Back then, rather than define the creative images based upon editing, a lot of the competitions I'm involved in will say, if you clone this in or you use a texture on top of your image, it has to go in the creative category. We didn't have that. We shot it on film. What you saw is what you got. Back then, they defined the creative images based upon the subject matter. And this first image I'm going to show you is about 35 years old. I'm at a photo club meeting, one of my very first. They say, okay, we're going to have a competition next month, and the theme is going to be food. It must have been fall, because I ran out and bought a pumpkin, did a little carving on it, and I took the picture off, put it in a black background, and I took the image. Well, compositionally, it wasn't anything but a circle in a rectangle. And I had to jazz it up a little bit, so I put my half-eaten banana on it. Likewise, this went into the same competition. I created this little thing. Back then, the ability to win creative photo contests had to do with your ability to put something interesting in front of the camera. It had nothing to do with editing. Here we tried blacklight. Some of you may have shot blacklight. Created a little scene with poster board that had fluorescent material in it, lit it with blacklight. went in the creative category. Here's a set of toy slinkies that were plastic, made with fluorescent plastic material, lit it with black light, very simple composition, no Photoshop. Then we moved on a little bit. This image was originally shot on black and white film. We developed the film, printed a 16 by 20 print, went down and got a little, artist paintbrush and some fluorescent paint. We painted the trees. We put it on a copy stand. We rephotographed it. Redeveloped the film. I think I did this one on 35mm film, but could have reprinted it. That was the process. This one I can actually date to the date. This image is 35 years old, no Photoshop. It was my 40th birthday. Had a few acquaintances come over, and they brought some gag gifts, and they happened to be wrapped in black wrapping paper. We had a few beers, we had a good time, and I rip open the gifts, and I throw the wrapping paper on the table over the side, not thinking. Next morning, I come down to clean up, and I walk over to the table to pick up the wrapping paper, and purely coincidentally, I had a portrait laying on the table. And the black wrapping paper the torn black wrapping paper was laying on top of it, and I looked over, and there was a face looking back at me. I said, whoa, there's an image. Oh, I took it down to my copy stand. I tore the paper a little more to my satisfaction to get a composition. I reshot it. I redeveloped the film, and I reprinted it, and it was a 16 by black and white print, entered in the creative category. No Photoshop. Now, this has been going on a long time. Here's another interesting one. This is shot with black light. Got a piece of black poster board, some fluorescent paint. I painted a few swirls on the poster board, and that's my background. I lived in a 3-story house. And I went upstairs to the second floor where the bathroom was, and I took the shower door off. And I carried it down a couple of flights to my basement studio. And I put this shower glass door in front of the table, put a silk flower in a glass behind the glass, and I put one in front of the glass, and I happened to have this translucent mask, and with a piece of 2-face tape, I taped the mask to the back of the glass. Shot it on slide film. What you see is what you get. There is no Photoshop. That's how it used to be done. This one turned out to be fortuitous as well. Did a little house remodeling. I had a large mirror, which I was going to dispose of. I procrastinated, stayed in the garage a couple of weeks, and of course it eventually fell over and broke. Well, I went over to clean it up, and when I bent over, I saw myself in the cracked mirror, and I said, whoa, there's an image. So I very carefully, I got myself a piece of plywood. It was about 4 feet by 4 feet, spray painted it black, picked up the pieces of the mirror, and glued them onto the plywood. And in the studio, I would put that plywood on an easel in this direction, and when I would bring a model in, I would sit her over here and I'd light her over here. But I would shoot into the mirror, placing her eyes strategically in the frame. This one did very well for me in a lot of competitions. No Photoshop. This one is like the same way. I posed the model in this position, put it on a table, got a ball peen hammer, just tapped it gently in a strategic location, reshot it, redeveloped the film, and reprinted a 16 by 20 black and white. This would be so easy in Photoshop today. Half negative, half positive. I posed the model in this position. I took the image, developed the black and white film. When I went to print it, I printed a 16 by 20 paper positive and a 16 by 20 paper negative. I took the negative paper print, placed it on top of the positive paper print, tore the hole, little two-face tape, tucked it back in under a hand, re-photographed it, redeveloped the film, and reprinted it. There's no Photoshop. So that got my mind working in a certain direction. Now we have Photoshop, life is so easy. And if you haven't delved into this kind or played with this kind of photography before, when you go, I highly recommend, it's nothing but fun for me now. I highly recommend it. If you choose to go down this path and try to make these kinds of images with Photoshop, the first choice you have to make is, am I going to do something to the images I already have, or am I going to start out from scratch and create an image from scratch? Let's look at both. The simplest thing a beginner can do to make a creative image is to start with an image they've already taken and do something to it in Photoshop. And the simplest thing you can do is apply a filter. If you have Elements, or you have Photoshop, or some other software, they have filters in them. I never counted them. Photoshop must have at least 30 filters. And they're very simple to use. They have the watercolor filter and the oil paint filter, and they have the paint dot filter. They have the poster edge filter. It goes on and on. And basically, you click on the filter, you open your image. I always make a duplicate layer. You click on the filter gallery, and you pick out a filter. You can almost do this at random. Open your files and open up any image. Try this. When you click on the filter, you get a drop-down menu, and depending upon the filter, you'll have 1 slider or 6 sliders. Just slide them around until you see something you like. It's the simplest thing you can do, and you might be amazed at what you see. Now, up in Port Charlotte, I take on a Photoshop student one-on-one once in a while, and some of us are right-brained, and some of us are left-brained. And I can always tell when I get to the filters when I have a left-brained student. I pop open an image, I grab that slider and I start moving it to the extremes, both sides. And the left-brained student will always say, wow, wait, go back a little bit, that's great. But the right-brained student will always ask me a question. And they'll ask me, what number do I set my slider to? I can't help them. Whatever you like. So there's an idea. I'm telling you, almost at random, you can go in your files and open up an image. Here's an image pretty much as I shot it. I opened up Photoshop, and I went in, and I applied a watercolor filter. Gives it a little more pop to that image. You know? Which version do you like? You can take that same image. Here's another filter I applied. This happened to be the Fractilius filter. And you can get multiple versions of the same image using different filters. Here's an image I applied the solarization filter to. It'll take you weeks to get through the filters. Then you can go beyond filters, and you can open up an image and simply add or subtract some color from it. Here's the image as I took it. Pretty flat. I thought it was pretty flat, so what I decided to do with this image is to add some color to it. Give it a little more pop. If you're going to enter anything in competition, you're always trying to give it a little extra oomph to that image. which one opens your eyes better? I may have gone a little too far with the dark, but and that's what you're going to do when you first start playing with filters. You're going to go too far. Everything isn't going to work. You're going to get some pretty gaudy stuff, but it's nothing but fun. This is the lighthouse up at the end of Boca Grande, and this is pretty much as I've taken it. And from this one, I subtracted color. Took the color out of the sand, I left a little color in the sky, and then some of the vegetation. Make it a little more interesting. Here's another image where I removed some color to make the image more interesting. Once you learn how to add color or subtract color, you can move on to changing up the color. You want to get some, you want to open up a judge's eyes. I mean, we all know, living here in Florida, that flamingos are pink. Why can't we have a blue flamingo? It goes with the decor of my house. And you're not forced to change an object to a single color. If you like changing objects to other colors that they are not, that give you a little extra. This is a work in progress. Actually, I just started playing around with this last week, and this is not the final product. And I threw it in here just to show you the work process. This one's color's a little too intense for me right now, and I don't know how this is going to end up. But I'll end up with a number of variations before I have a final image that I'm satisfied with and that I would use in a competition. But here's the concept. Take something that's dull and boring. We all know the color of banyan tree roots. They got great compositions, but boy, color-wise, they are boring. Well, not the one I'm going to make. This is a favorite method of mine, and that is to cut up and reassemble your image. We used to do this before Photoshop with scissors and razor knives. You make your 16 by 20 print, you cut it up, you reassemble it, maybe the way it was, maybe with some pieces out of place. Photoshop is so easy. Here's an image of two girls in their dance costumes. And this was all only cut up in Photoshop. And I reassembled it, leaving some space between them. We tried some you could try some variations. You could leave out a section. You could give a little more tilt to them. There's so many possibilities with very simple ideas. This particular subject, let's see, oh, there's another one. Pretty much the same system. Just cut them up into 4x6s. I realize now what I should have done with this image is taken the four 4x6s where the surfer girl is and made it an 8x10. That would make this image better. But the concept's so simple. Here's when I cut into triangles and irregular shapes to put back together. Yeah. Oh, take a picture, feel free. There we go. Now this vehicle was very difficult to drive. This was actually the first vehicle we showed you there, when we added the watercolor filter. I actually made 2 copies of it, I cut it up and reassembled it with extra pieces. I like this technique. This catches your attention. I can assure you this lighthouse only had 1 tower to it. This technique works really well, really catches your attention when you take an image of something we all know, you know, the Washington Monument, or someplace like that. I mean, we all know we don't have an eastbound and a westbound lane on this bridge. This is not the bridge up to Port Charlotte either. Anyway. It makes for fun imagery. and it's a simple process. This is the lighthouse over Jupiter Light, straight across the state. If you make 2 copies of your image and cut them up and reassemble them, you end up with a larger image than when you started with. Nothing would stop you from recropping it to another shape if you like. Here's one I cut up and reassembled into a basket weave. We did this before Photoshop many a time. You would make 2 16 by 20 prints, and with a razor knife, you would cut one into vertical strips and one into horizontal strips. You would weave it, you would put it on the copy board and re-photograph it. But in Photoshop, it's so easy. First time I saw Photoshop, somebody switched heads and I said I had to have this. You can add a texture. You no doubt have seen images where people say, oh, we put a texture on this. I really need to update this slide. The nerd in me, this word texture annoys me. We should change it to overlay. And I'm going to show you overlays and textures right now. This is a baking pan my wife makes chocolate chip cookies on for 50 years. Great chocolate chip cookies. I have a file full of textures like this baking pan. If you take this baking pan and you photograph it close up, you get this. And if you go in your files and pull out an ordinary image like this portrait, and you lay the baking pan over the portrait, you get a more interesting image. That is an overlay. The color of the baking pan has come through. It's not really adding a texture to the image. We see this in Florida here all the time. I took this image. This is an image of a map I used to find my way around Charlotte Harbor. And if you use this as an overlay and lay it on top of the boat, you get this. Adds a little storytelling power, makes the image more interesting. But again, this is an overlay in that the color of the map came through. Here's another one I put an overlay on. Pose the model in this position. And I think that the overlay I used is a countertop in a restaurant I was having lunch at. Put it on top of it. Now for texture. You can use any image you've taken as a texture in Photoshop or Elements. And when you bring a texture forward and lay it on another image, a texture comes through with no color. I got a picture of a bird at a zoo, I think up in Sarasota, and I laid a texture on it. That's a texture. You can see the palm leaf, but there is no color, there is only depth. So, people use the word, I put a texture on it, and as opposed to overlay. It's just a technical issue, but I see textures as having no color, and overlays as bringing forward the color. And you can, like I say, you can anything you take, I have files full of these textures. I have the side of my house, a cracked garage floor, really anything. It's amazing what you can use for texture. I actually have a texture and an overlay on this one. It's probably difficult to see from the back row, but this is the texture on the glass on the side of my house. Oh, this one's better. These flowers, I think technically are weeds. They grow on an empty lot next to my house. But you see the leaves in the sky? That's my shower curtain. Used as a texture on the image. Now, remember, right now we're still working with images you already have in your file. And one of my favorite techniques to use is very simply to change up the background. You have a lot of interesting images in your file that have distracting backgrounds that would be more competition worthy had they taken place in another location. Here's an example. I went to an airplane museum. I was in line, I hadn't even bought my ticket yet. I'm working my way down to the ticket booth, and from the ceiling, they had hanging model airplanes. They were 8 inches, maybe 12 inches at the most in size. I took a picture. Well, this image, as it stands, is useless as a competition image. It's got a busy background, pretty bland. You can see some of the other airplanes in the background there. The ceiling lights, what's that thing in the corner all about? The major thing I did to this image was simply to change the background. I got a dark and stormy night. This is one of a few ribbons for me. Yeah. I spun the propeller just to give it a little more oomph, but the big thing I did to make this image interesting is change the background. A simple concept. Open up some files, change the background. This is actually that same airplane. Well, the work process. You open up an image, you try a filter, it doesn't work, you try another filter, you try it too strong, you try it too weak, until you get something you like. Here I was changing up backgrounds and trying things. Just another version of the same image. Well, while we're at the airport, I bought a toy airplane. Well, it came in a kit, you had to glue it together. Oh, God, give me photography any day. It took me weeks to glue this thing together. Well, there it is on the golf cart seat. That's a useless image to put in competition. That's not going anywhere, score-wise. So, I changed up the background. That's the primary thing I did to this image, was change up the background. Made it a winner in the creative categories. Now you might guess I changed the background here. A couple of these zebras were up at the Tampa Zoo, and one was in Houston, I think. We've all been to the zoos. We shoot the zebras. The backgrounds are always terrible. I mean, you got fences. The ground has got junk on it, got leaves that usually doesn't have any grass because they've been walking in the same pasture for forever. It's dirty, gritty. I pulled them off and I put them on a gradient for background. Made it a winner. This guy. This is actually a fiberglass sculpture, I guess I'll call it, at a child's playground up in Port Charlotte. Well, I drove by one Sunday morning, no kids there. I jumped out and I took a picture of it. Well, this is going nowhere in competition. Got a light pole growing out of his back, a couple of trees growing out of his head. Oh, I used the concept. Oh, let's change up the background. This got a year-end ribbon at the FCCC. Year before last, I think. Huh? Simple concepts really can jazz up your images. Yes. All right, here's another one. Driving down the street. I go north for the summer I'm not really a snowbird, but I go up there for a couple of months. Driving down the street. Truck is in the guy's front yard. He's mowing the grass. I jump out, talk to him. He's proud to let me take some picture of his truck. But I did not care for his neighbor's fence, and I didn't care for the driveway reflected in the rearview mirror. So I changed up the background. And I added an overlay. I'm not sure what I used for the overlay here, but made it a little grittier. There's nothing to say. So far, I've given you 6 ideas, 6 concepts you can apply to your images tonight. Nothing says that you can only use 1 on your image. You can use 2. You can use 3. In fact, with the 6 I gave you, somebody could correct me on my math here, but I believe there are over 90 combinations you can use with those 6 ideas. And I'd like to know my audience. Now, I've seen some great creative imagery from this club, because I occasionally get to judge the FTCC competitions. But I jumped on your website, looked at your galleries, and there's somebody here has an image just like this. Yeah, I'm not sure who it is. The name escapes me now. We know who it is?
Jennifer Brickman.
Yes, well, I looked at it, and I said, God, she stole my image. Well, I looked at it closely. We have separate images, but they do look alike. And you can make yours better. Here we go. Okay. So, if you want to work from your current file, you have some ideas to take and run with. If you want to start from scratch, let's go out and shoot some creative imagery. The biggest obstacle I've personally run into is, where do you get an idea? How do I begin? Well, I have dry spells and sometimes not so much of an imagination. I like to idea surf. Sometimes I do it on purpose, sometimes I'm just poking around the internet for some other reason, and an image pops up on the screen, and I say to myself, wow, I wish I had taken that. What I do, when I see an image that I say that to, I save it. And I put it in a file called Pictures to Make. I'll show you that later. My favorite places to look. There was a site, it's closed down about a year ago now, it was called Worth 1000. I don't know if anybody ever stumbled across it, like a picture's worth 1,000 words. That site shut down. Now my favorite site is this daggerbay.com. It's a photographic site, and they run, I counted 5, maybe 7 contests a week. It's free to join. I have belonged for about 1.5 years. They have never sent me a piece of junk mail, nor do they send me a newsletter. It's just, if I want to send in an image and compete, I send in an image. Actually, I use it as a test bed. See how it does there first. If you want to idea surf, just go to daggerbay.com, go to the effects deck. This website has a pirate theme. So they have a photography deck, an effects deck, an illustration deck, a writing deck, and so forth. The effect, they have a normal photography deck that, as we normally think about photographs, minimum manipulation. Tune it up, make it look good. This effects deck is all about Photoshop and manipulation. They don't care about your shooting skill. In fact, sometimes they provide the image for the contest. They say, here's a picture, make it interesting and send it back to us. They don't care about your shooting skill, they want to know about your editing skills. They provided this image. Said, we're going to have a photography contest, take this image and make it interesting. You ever see anything so boring in your life? There's nothing to work with here. Here's the winner. The level of competition here is good. These people know what they're doing. I did not win this one. There's the second place. That's right, huh? Can you stop with that? And go there? It's great. And they vote on the images. They have a winner. It's a popular vote. Voting is pretty decent. Yeah, you open up my computer and I have a folder called Pictures to Make. And if you open that up, these are images I've downloaded from the internet that I found by accident, or I just went looking around and found them. The ones with the colored stripes on them, well, I've already made those. Not exactly, but I've made them. Yes, actually I'm going to work on this one next. I have a new neighbor and he has a Dalmatian. No, that's the way it happens sometimes. I was cruising around the internet and I saw this and I don't know why, but I said, ooh, that's cool. I like that. I made this as a result of having seen the previous image. But I'll forget it if I don't download it and occasionally stumble across it in my computer. I saw that. That's not mine. I made that. More often than not, if you use this technique of saving images and going out and trying to reproduce them, you will end up with a better image than you originally saw. You'll improve on it. You can hardly see that, but I saw that. Don't ask me why it appealed to me. I ended up making that. This is a better image than I saw. I really like the concept behind this one. Real storytelling power. Took me a couple of years, but eventually I came close. Huh? Same concept, different image. I don't steal anybody's images, I just borrow their ideas. And that's how all of us beginners really start. I saw this, and to the dismay of her mother, I made this. I saw that, and I made this. Oh, I saw this, and I said, whoa, when I saw this the first time. What a great creature. How did he do it? And that's what you're going to ask yourself. Oh, I like this image, I want to make it. How do you do this? I had no idea. Is this a toy that he set up, like a tabletop setup? Did this person who created this have drawing skills and illustrate it? I have no idea. Well, it sat in my Pictures to Make folder, oh, maybe 5 years. And I just could never figure it out. And if he's so good that he could make this wonderful creature that would make a great image, why did he put that hot spot up on the left side to draw your eye out of the image? And why does he have flowers coming out of the butt? I don't know. It's great and terrible at the same time. In any event, 4 or 5 years went by, and one day I was at the Naples Botanical Garden. And I saw this guy. And I said, he reminds me of something, but I don't know what. And I eventually figured it out, and I was able to shove him around until he looked like that. Close, but not quite the same. So, what we've done to this point is basically we've looked at 6 concepts that you can apply to your image, and we looked at how you can, if you're having a dry spell creatively, you can have images and ideas to work from. The only caveat that I would ask you is when you get done applying these filters, shoving your little horse parts around until it looks like something else, changing up the background to someplace ridiculous, that you look at your before and after image and ask yourself, is the image I created more interesting than my original image? And with that, I'll thank you for your attention, and we may have
I think that was just fantastic. Really great. Let's give him another hand. How many visitors do we have this evening? Somebody that's not a member? 1, 2, 3? All right, well, this is your chance. We've tempted you with all of this in the first half of our show, so now's your chance to join, so you can join during the break. And we've got 15 prizes tonight. So enjoy the break, and hopefully those of you that are visiting will join us tonight. Thank you. All right, everybody, take your seats. We're going to get started. We've got a full agenda tonight. Got a great themed show tonight. But before we start on that, I want to announce that we've got his and hers t-shirts as part of our door prizes tonight. The his t-shirt is on the far side. Her t-shirt is this direction over towards me, so if you're facing the table, his is to the right, hers is to the left. So if you like one of those t-shirts, just go ahead and grab one if you win the door prize. Oh, by the way, don't forget to sign up for the outing with Jim Robillard, by the way. Jim, raise your hand so they'll all know where to come. Does Betty have the sign-up sheet? Yep. All right, Betty's got the sign-up sheet, so be sure to sign up for that. All right, we're going to go ahead and start, Jeff Boylan, with the themed slideshow. I know we're all looking forward to that. Take it away.
When you float my boat, without you I'm lost, and you give me hope. And now I'm giving you love, giving you love, babe. Giving you love, giving you love, baby. Boy, you see, when you float my boat, without you I'm lost, and you give me hope. And now I'm giving you love, giving you love, babe. Giving you love, giving you.
26 miles across the sea, Santa Catalina is a-waiting for me. Santa Catalina, the island of romance. Romance, romance, romance. Water all around it, everywhere. Tropical trees and the salty air. But for me, the thing that's a-waiting there's romance. It seems so distant, 26 miles away, resting in the water serene. I'd work for anyone, even the Navy, who would float me to my island dream. 26 miles so near yet far, I'd swim with just some water wings and my guitar. I could leave the wings, but I'll need the guitar for romance, 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 romance. 26 miles across the sea, Santa Catalina is a-waiting for me. Santa Catalina, the island of romance. A tropical heaven out in the ocean, covered with trees and girls. If I have to swim, I'll do it forever, till I'm gazing on those island pearls. 40 kilometers in a leaky old boat, any old thing that'll stay afloat. When we arrive, we'll all promote romance, 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 romance. 26 miles across the sea, Santa Catalina is a-waiting for me. Santa Catalina, the island of romance, 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 romance. 26 miles across the sea, Santa Catalina is a-waiting for me. Santa Catalina.
not foamy. And if the wind is right, you can sail away and find tranquility. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me. It's not far to Never Never Land. No reason to pretend. And if the wind is right, you can find the joy of innocence again. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me. Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it. Just a dream in the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free. Fantasy, it gets the best of me when I'm sailing. All caught up in the reverie. Every word is a symphony. Won't you believe me? Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it. Just a dream in the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free. Well, it's not far back to Santa Cruz. At least it's not from me. And if the wind is right, you can sail away and find serenity. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Then you believe me. Sailing takes me away to where I've always needed to be. Just a dream in the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free.
We come on this loop, John B., my grandfather and me. Around Nassau town we did roam, drinking all night. Got into a fight. Well, I feel so break up. I wanna go home. So iced up the John B. sails. See how the mainsail set. Call for the captain ashore. Let me go home. Let me go home. I wanna go home. Why don't you let me go home? Well, I feel so break up. I wanna go home. First mate, he got drunk, broke up the people's trunk. Constable had to come and take him away. Sheriff Johnstone, why don't you leave me alone? Well, I feel so John B. sails. See how the mainsail's set. Call for the captain ashore. Let me go home.
Let me go home.
Let me go home.
I want to go home.
I want to go home.
Why don't you let me go home?
Well, I feel so break up. I wanna go home.
I want to go home.
Well, the poor cook, he caught the fits. Throw away all of my grits. Then he took and he ate up all of my corn. Let me go home.
I want to go home.
I wanna go home.
Why don't you let me go home?
This is the worst trip since I've been born.
Since I have been born, so now
Hoist up the John B. sails. See how the mainsail's set. Call for the captain ashore. Let me go home.
let me go home.
Let me go home.
I want to go home.
I wanna go home.
Why don't you let me go home?
Well, I feel so break up. I wanna go home.
I want to go home, so now
Hoist up the John B. sails. See how the mainsail's set.
mainsail set.
Call for the captain ashore. Let me go home.
Let me go home.
Let me go home.
I want to go.
I wanna go home.
Why don't you let me go home?
Well, I feel so break up. I wanna go home.
I want to go.
I'm sailing down the summer wind. I've got whiskers on my chin, and I like the mood I'm in as I while away the time of day in the lee of Christian Island. Told and strong, she dips and reels. I call her Silver Heels, and she tells me how she feels. She's a good old boat, and she'll stay afloat through the toughest gale and keep smiling. But for one more day, she would like to stay in the lee of Christian Island. I'm sailing down the summer day where fish and seagulls play. I put my troubles all away, and when the gale comes up, I fill my cup with the whiskey of the Highlands. She's a good old ship, and she'll make the trip from the lee of Christian Island. She slips along. I sing for her a song, and she leans into the wind. She's a good old boat, and she'll stay afloat through the toughest gale and keep smiling. When the summer ends, we will rest again in the lee of Christian Island. bay, a lady waits to hold me tight, and my boat and I are ready to set sail. If the weather keeps on holding and the wind is right, I'll be wrapped up in my sweet one's arms tonight, and we will sail away on the wings of love into the night, cast out our fortunes on the sea. Then we will go to sleep together with the rocking of the water, dream of how our life will someday be when she sailed away with me. As I skip across the waves, my sails are high and full. My mind is on the one I wait to see, and I dream about an island somewhere in my mind, where someday I will take her off with me, and we will sail away on the wings of love into the night, cast out our fortunes on the sea. Then we will go to sleep together with the rocking of the water, dream of how our life will someday be when she sailed away with me.
That was great, just great. All right, now we've got a presentation of F3C ribbons by Mary Short.
Hi, everybody. We had a lot of winners in this competition this time, so to save time, I've already handed out most of the ribbons, and I'm going to ask you to save your applause till the end because there's like almost 60 slides. So please just bear with us and we'll give everyone kudos at the end. We have an awesome club, don't we? All right, these are the results from the first digital competition. This is the advanced category, the blue ribbons. Susan Christensen, See the Light. Sandy Harridan, Marsh Landing. Meryl Lorenzo, Yellow Legs. Christine Cook, Black Seminole #2. Richard Tyndall, Falling Water. Richard Tyndall, Garlock Sunset. Richard Tyndall, Standing Stones. Michael Lang, Ethereal Reverie. Nancy Garrison, Sweet Slop. Jim Robillard, Wingman. And this is the yellow ribbons for the advanced category. Diana Kaleha, Gator Gator. Edwin Cohen, Maine Sunrise. Sandy Harridan, Royal Turn Landing 1. Diana Kaleha, Stompin' Tom. Robert Kennedy, Sunset in the Hebrides. Hebrides. Sorry. Hebrides. Never been there. Gloria Stewart, Water and Light. Art David, Route 66 Memories. Christine Cook, Final Touches. Jim Robillard, How Do You Like Me Now? Kenneth O'Rennick, Morning Meal. Jennifer Brinkman, Mayaka. Edwin Cohen, Portland Head Light. Pat Cooper, Sunset in Sailboats. Robert Kennedy, Sunset in the Cascades. Edwin Cohen, Perfect Landing. Okay, this is the Digital Creative Blue Ribbon category. Kenneth O'Rennick, Cape Romano Dream. Sandy Harridan, Escaping. Yellow ribbons in the creative category. Nancy Garrison, Into the Clouds. Priscilla McGuire, My Blue Bomber. In the documentary category, these are the blue ribbon winners. Richard Shoemaker, Eye of Satan. Dottie Danforth, Prayer. And the yellow ribbons in the documentary category. Priscilla McGuire, Cameraman. We all know her. Pat Cooper, Surf's Up. Betty Saunders, Afternoon Siesta. Sorry, Priscilla, I spelled your name wrong this time. Priscilla McGuire, Overcome by Smoke. I was just so touched by the photos. In the mono category, these are the blue ribbon winners. Meryl Lorenzo, Cheetah. Evelyn Perez, Looking at You. The yellow ribbon in that category. Jennifer Brinkman, Silent Tide. Christine Cook, Mendenhall Glacier. Robert Kennedy, Dialogue of Wind and Waves. In the beginning category, these are the blue ribbons. Gregory Presley, Socializing Ethiopia. Gregory Presley, Tribal Necklace. Cynthia Taft, Memories. And the yellow ribbons in the beginner category. Gregory Presley, sorry, another misspelled wrong, Ethiopian Tribesman. Okay, yeah, I went through those pretty quick, but there were a lot. Our next digital competition, Monday, June 5th through June 30th. I'll send out an email to remind everyone of this. Just keep it on your calendars and keep it in mind. And check f3c.org for details. And one other thing, when submitting your images, please make sure that your file name reflects the title of the image, because thumbnail prints are very hard to identify and figure out who is who. So if you would please be considerate and do that, and make sure your file name matches your title image. And there we go. Excuse me, I'm a photographer. Hey, so we're waiting. Thank you, everybody. All right, we can all applaud now.
That was great. I tell you, the club just keeps getting better and better. It's amazing, all those photographs. And for you beginners, don't hesitate to get involved. Just get started, dive in, and see what you can do. And if you need help, that's what we're here for. So, all right. Don't forget about the His and Hers t-shirts tonight when we have our prizes drawn. 15 prizes tonight. And we'd like to welcome some new members, by the way. If I call you, as I call your name, would you stand up, please? Margaret Albright. Are you here, Margaret? She may have left. Okay. Mike Scanlon. Mike. There's Mike Scanlon. Thanks for coming forward, Mike. Charles Staten. There's Chuck. There's Chuck. All right. You'll be involved in the prizes for tonight. So, we'll begin the drawing unless we have some more announcements. Did we miss anything tonight? No? Okay. Sonny, you want to help with the ticket drawing? 15 prizes tonight. While Sonny's drawing some of those first tickets, the photo theme next month is Hit the Beach. Oh, by the way, when you leave tonight, don't forget to roll up the little string and stick it inside your little plastic pouch. That's very helpful to the people at the front desk. All right, first number, 461-9875. Hey, congratulations. Second number, 461-9872. Okay, congratulations. Give the two fellows a moment just to make their selections. Right up to the table. All right, 461-9869. Okay, congratulations. Don't forget, if you want one of those t-shirts, you can grab one. All right, 461-9879. See, one of the t-shirts is gone. All right, 461-9890. 461-9890. Got it. Nope. Ready? 461-9892. Yay, Sue Christensen. And next, 461-9886. 9886. Got one, got a winner back there.
Hey, Ed, what number did you call?
All right, next, 461-9880.
There we go. Big chunks.
9880. Do we have a 9880 winner? Somebody may have left early and missed one of our great prizes tonight. We'll see how that goes. All right, next, 461-9867.
Here we go.
9867. Feels like a bingo game, doesn't it? All right, 461-9847. 9847. There's another one. $461-9855.
I'm 5'6". Here we go.
Yeah. 461-9888. Got another one. All right, while they're grabbing some prizes, I'll make a couple of more reminder announcements. Don't forget to sign up for the outing with Jim Robillard if you haven't done that before you leave tonight, okay? Do that for sure. All right. Oh, don't forget about Maxis Gamez. If you saw these on the table, Maxis will be here on June 10th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Don't forget about that. Can I call 461-9873? 9873. Okay. 461-9883. 9883, got it. Let me know how many more prizes there are. Okay. 461-9858. 9858. I think there's two more prizes, two more drawings. Is that correct, Sonny? Are there two more prizes up there? All right. I wonder if somebody can cue us up. How many more prizes are there? Next number, 461-9870. 461-9818. 18. There we go. Got a winner. I think we ended up with 17 prizes tonight. You sure? All right, 461-9894. Yeah, I'm going to wait just 1 second here, see until everybody selects their prizes. See what's left on the table. 2 left. All right. 461-9868.
Where haven't I been? You drink. It's the last one tonight.
I hope it's mine.
Next meeting is June 8th, by the way. We'll get competition results at the next DPI SIG meeting. All right, one more. One last ticket. 461-9881. 9881. All right, guys, see you next month.